Montenegro, a land of breathtaking coastlines and ancient towns, holds a hidden story among its cobblestone streets and quiet alleys. A story of survival, compassion, and hope. The story of its stray cats. For countless stray cats, life here is a daily struggle. With little food, no shelter, and limited access to medical care, they navigate a harsh reality. But amidst these challenges, there is light. In the historic city of Kotor and Budva, we meet a group of lovely volunteers who is determined to make a difference. They share stories of resilience and compassion with an unwavering commitment to enrich the lives of our furry friends. One of these inspiring individuals is Nicola, the founder of Tivet Tabbies.
Okay, so my name's Nicola, and I've been living here in Kotor for 14 years. And when I was walking along the streets in Tivet, I saw lots of abandoned cats, and I love cats, I love animals, so I decided, I'd go and buy some food and feed them. From that day forward, every time I walked past this particular area, I knew that I should have food, in my bag to go and feed them. And I realized that none of them had been spayed or neutered. They call it sterilization here in Montenegro. And it's quite expensive. And at the time, not many people actually spayed or neutered their cats or dogs. So that's why we have a problem of overpopulation of street cats and dogs as well. So I thought, okay, I will go and take a couple every month. That's all I could afford, to go and get them sterilized and try to stop that, the record of keep overpopulating. And then I found out about Kotor Kitties around the same time, and they started raising money originally was a tourist who came here, and again, like myself, found out there was no sterilization program, no charities, no funding at all to help with the sterilization of the cats. Many years later, we now have a charity which is UK registered, US registered, and registered here in Montenegro. And Kotor Kitties do a lot of fundraising, so everybody here can go and sterilize their cats for free. I have a group in Tivet called Tivet Tabbies, and unfortunately people come around and leave kittens, leave their cats. They don't want them anymore. So I will then take them, trap them, take them to the vet. They will spay or neuter them, and I just release them back with the gang, basically. I also do a lot of fundraising myself. I'm a teacher here in one of the international schools. So I've introduced a cat day, and we teach the children how to respect, the cats on the streets, the dogs as well, animals in general. And because we feel like we have to educate from such a young age, and so they will grow up to be, caring human beings to animals. There's also other volunteers in Kotor. We have the Kotor Square full of cats, and Daniela, she has a lovely gift shop, which she tries to raise money through that way, so she can feed the cats in Kotor. So the square, they've got some little houses there, and a wonderful lady called Daniela, she looks after them, and she has some other help as well. She feeds them. When they're sick, she'll take them to the vets, Unfortunately, we do have a lot of people leaving kittens, leaving, cats, that just don't want them anymore. Again, we just have to go through this through education, and to make sure that, that's not really the right thing to do now,
In the coastal town of Dobrota, we meet Ian, a South African who has opened his heart and home to many of these magical creatures.
So that's Dennis. He was found just up the road on the way home one evening. The weather was like it is today. And there were 2 kittens. And the lady at the pharmacy, she's been looking after cats for about 40 years. And she was making warm water bottles out of old vodka bottles to put in the cage to close them up for the night. So I said, we can't leave them in the cage. I'm going to take them home, but when the weather's better, I'm going to bring them back. And that always happens. So it's like, it's a foster fail. You know, you foster, but it fails because they never leave. So they're not foster, so they become part of the family. So it was him, and he had a sister, but his sister passed away. And his name was first Scarlet, and then we realized he was a boy. So then we called him Dennis, but my daughter still calls him Scarlet, something like that, yeah. When you find the cat and they're that small, the amount of effort, you've got to put a lot of time and effort into the cat. And you're feeding them with a bottle every 2 hours. And you get them to a nice age where they're eating on their own. And then you're so emotionally attached to the cat. Then something, if they become ill because they don't have the nutrition from the mother's milk, they do become ill and they pass on. But in the beginning, it's draining. You kind of always thinking there's the possibility of you get them to that age, could be knocked over in the road or just go missing or whatever the case may be. So for my daughter, it was very tough. And for Margot, extremely tough, because you see them grow up and then they're gone, you know? So it's one of those things. But we've learned to tell ourselves that if we can give them a good life for 6 months or a year, it's better than they would have had. They would have died in the bin when they were like 2 days old. So that's kind of our approach at the moment. And you try and help as much as you can. They're about 8 weeks old, yeah. They all weigh about 500 grams. We picked up a cat. She's in the cage at the moment. We thought she was pregnant. So we took her to the vet to be sterilized and try and help sort her out. And the vet said she's not pregnant. And they sterilized her. So Margot took her back to where she found her. And she got out the car, and we kept her for one whole night. And she got out the car and she rolled around in the dirt, and she was all happy and like, show us where the kittens are. And Margot said to her, if you need help, you need to show me where your kittens are. I can't help you if you don't show me. And Margot just rubbed her teeth, and she basically stood on all fours and ran straight to a pile of rubbish, and the kittens were underneath. 7 kittens. So they loaded them up, and that's the 7 kittens we got outside. The problem is to find homes for them. We can't find homes for them. So it's very difficult to raise the kitten, like 7 kittens, and now advertise them on the social media, cat looking for a home. The local, there's just too many cats. We would love to help, but we can't help. At the moment, we've got 8 cats outside and 1, 2, 3, 4 inside. So we've got 12 cats in the house. So taking on another 1 or 2, just the risks of making them sick as well is a problem. But you try and help as much as you can. I mean, they're all lovely animals. I mean, they all end up being... The stray animal that gets adopted ends up having the best personality because they know you've saved them. But oopsie.
I don't see it as a volunteering. For me, I started noticing cats because I was a dog person. So I started noticing cats when my dog found kittens in a box near garbage. Finding litters of kittens near garbage or in plastic bag dumped in garbage is everyday situation. And that's how I found my cat. And she was just born. She was maybe 1 day old. Now I'm trying to support people that are in huge problems with a lot of kittens, a lot of cats, a lot of sick cats. They need money for medications, they need food, and I'm always trying to raise awareness for people to sterilize their pets, because that is the problem. Most of the cats in my town here on the streets are sterilized thanks to people from Russian community, people from some of the local people, but people who own the cats and doesn't want to sterilize, some of them are just dumping all around towns litters of kittens, and it is I don't know how to say I'm part of these people, I'm local, but it's not on the, some normal level of civilization. My personal opinion is that if all cats are sterilized, we don't even need shelter for cats because they are just fine when they are sterilized in the nature, like here, they are totally fine. I have that experience. But when they are not sterilized, it is big problem. The biggest problems is that local government and municipality is not aware of the problem. They are not interested in problem, and they don't want to cooperate in resolving this situation.
Jokic, and now I put food always for all cats. Here come its cats for another part of Old Town. I always put food for night and come here eating. All cats. And all cats know from Old Town. I looking mother. Mother when have 2 or more of 2 months, come with babies here for another part of Old Town. And after non-stop come babies here for food. But I don't know where is Jokichka walking. Jokichka is princess. So beautiful. Jokile! Here living so many cats. In winter, always window is open and always working electrical.
Heater?
Because must be hot. Many stray cats born here. And I need make houses in all town for many cats, because problem in winter, great problem, and food because so many. I buy everyday food, I think for 35 cats minimum. Have people who is love cats, of course, and have people who don't like, and that's people so aggressive.
Are they poisoning the cats in the Old Town?
Yes, my cats, my Pepe, she was been Maine Coon, killed me with poison from restaurant. Because she was have long hair and she was been houses cats, no eating only here. Yes, we fighting with these people fighting, no buckle fighting, but with people who is don't like animals, don't like flowers, don't like nothing. We have problem. That's. Excuse me, but I must speak about that.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I think you need to go. So they spay them. There's kind of a special. No, he wants to sit here. There is a group of volunteers in Podgorica and in other cities. In Podgorica, they are local, and in Budva and in Herceg Novi, most of them are Russian-speaking community, from Russia and from Ukraine. But it doesn't exist as a thing, as an organization. They just group together and they just help stray animals. That's it. The main problem is that it's uncontrollable because locals refuse to spay the animals, so the population is constantly growing, I would say exponentially.
We've sterilised so many over the years through the funding, and you think it's going to make a big difference, but sometimes you just can't, there's still so much more that needs to be done. And I think what would help if we had more volunteers, more people to help.
We've got a lot of friends that have adopted cats that live here. In the 7 or 8 years that we've been in and out the country, it's a lot better than it used to be. And there's a lot more the local people showing interest in trying to help. Not all of them, but at least they are.
This is Malisha. His mother, 8 years. Mother is stray cats. He have sister, he have brothers, but walking now. So many sisters and brothers. Always is here for food, but now is walking because before 20 minutes eating and now walking. This cat is non-stop, day, night, always here. This is sister. She's so beautiful. She was been on sun all day. And she's sleeping here, of course. Caspi, she's so clever. She's same from street cats. She living here. So clever. She's here boss in shop. Almost listening and die.
The worst thing is that the people who are taking care of the cats, trying to make things better for the cats, people are pointing fingers to them. I really support people who are taking care of animals. I'm doing what I can. I think sterilization is the most human way of resolving issues.
I participate, I donate money regularly, on a regular basis, and give them lifts to the vets, and buy some food, and buy some medicine. Or like, for example, my mom, she's coming next week from St. Petersburg here, and she's bringing lots of medicine, which you can't find here.
Sometimes I think more tourists are now more aware, and so that's why you get more phone calls, more messages from them. So that could be another reason why you think it's, so much more.
For me personally, I think that the government or the municipality should be getting local business involved in sustainability, whether it's of the environment or animals or what, it doesn't matter what it is, but put systems in place. Because at the end of the day, it affects them. You've got all these cats around, the family having dinner and the cat's looking really ill. I mean, do you really want to sit there and have dinner while the cat's looking not that great? So put systems in place that the businesses can contribute towards generally keeping the place neat and tidy and the upkeep of the cats and dogs, or whatever the case may be. So put programs in place.
We are not animal lovers. We are just people, human beings that respect all beings in the world. It's not about animal lovers or so, yeah.
The right thing to do.
Yes, the right thing to do. Yes.